Welcome to today's session. A very good morning and good evening to all the participants. In today's session, we're going to see SLT, SAP Landscape Transformation. When you would like to migrate data from SAP system, okay, now this is SAP system. So here you have SAP. Now on the target we have HANA S4HANA. Target we have HANA S4HANA. Now here in between this we have SLT. Now what is the purpose of SLT? So why are we using SLT? SLT is used to transfer data from SAP to HANA S4HANA. Now when you would like to transfer data from SAP to HANA S4HANA, the first thing, what is the first thing that they need to do? The first thing to do is, so here we need to establish a connection. Now this establishment of this connection is known as configuration. It's known as creating a config. Now what is the meaning of configuration? Configuration is nothing but creating a connection. Now where is this connection created? Now this connection is created in the T code LTRC. What is LTRC? LTRC means Landscape Transformation Replication Cockpit. Landscape Transformation Replication Cockpit. Now what we are going to do is, please see participants, double click on SAP logon. Now just I am trying to show you, why am I trying to show you is, just participants need to understand how this is getting transferred. Just an introduction I am trying to give you. So let us continue and enter the T code LTRC. LTRC, click enter. So once we click enter, please see participants. Now this is known as configuration. Now, why are we saying SLT is real time? So how do you know SLT is real time? Please see participants. When you click on show configuration data, click on other settings. Please see here. The option that is selected here is real time. So it transfers data in real time. What do you mean by real time? Whenever you make any changes to the base table or to the system on the SAP system, immediately, within milliseconds, any changes that is made to the system is transferred to HANA S4HANA. So SLT is known as real-time migration. What we can do real-time. We can do real-time migration. When doing this real-time migration, please see participants, when you go to the HANA Studio, click Window, click Perspective, click on Reset Perspective, click Yes. So once you click Yes, please see participants, on your right hand side, you see there is a window called Quick View. What is the purpose of Quick View? Quick View has most important options available in SAP HANA. Like for example, click on data provisioning. Click, select the system and click finish. Once you click finish, please see participants, once you click finish, In the LTRC, the configuration is created. Once the configuration is created, the tables are replicated in the SLT system, SAP Landscape Transformation. So the tables are transferred to HANA S4HANA once this connection is established. Now, if you see here, participants, there are different options over here: load, replicate, stop replication, suspend, and resume. What is the difference between load? Now, this is called as migration. In order to migrate data from where you want, from where you would like to migrate from SAP to HANA S4HANA. Just I'm trying to explain, participants, what is the purpose of these options. Okay, so let us go back. Let me open MS Paint. So let me copy this. So what is the purpose of the options like load? Just I'll quickly explain, participants. It's not so technical. Just we need to simply click on these options and start the migration process. It's very, very easy. But before that, I just would like to explain, participants, what is the use of these options and when do we use each option. Let us start with load. Why do we use load option? Load is mainly used for non-frequently changing master data scenarios. So whenever you have non-frequently changing data scenarios, then we can go for load. Load is exactly the opposite of replicate. So what is the difference between load and replicate? Load is for non-frequently changing data scenarios. Now replicate changes in real time. Please see, participants. Now suppose say this is SAP system. Now here you have HANA S4HANA. What am I trying to do now? The first thing I'm trying to do is, suppose say you have a table on SAP which has about 1 million records. You have 1 million records in this table. What am I trying to do? I'm just trying to transfer this table from SAP to HANA S4HANA by using which option? By using load option. By using load option, I'm trying to transfer this table. When you transfer using load option, the table get transferred. Even the complete 1 million records get transferred. But later, if you make any changes to the base table, the entries will not get transferred unless and until we execute load again. That is the reason load is mainly used for non-frequently changing master data scenarios. A simple example for this is, suppose say we have a table called T005T. Now this table consists of data related to countries. Now participants, will countries' data change on daily basis? Obviously, there would not be a new country that is created on daily basis. So what I can do, should I go for replicate or load option in such a scenario? Obviously, we go for load. Please see, participants. I'll show you a quick example. Let us go to SAP HANA. Let's click on load option. Once we click on load option, 1 minute. Now we need to make sure that, because a lot of participants would, try to migrate data. So we need to make sure that these connections are active. So let me check the connections which are active. So here you have LTRS and SAI ECC HANA. Let me go and check back. So here we have SAI ECC HANA. So I'll just select this connection. Now because please see participants, so here you have a development environment, quality and production environment. So these three systems are connected to this system. So I'm just selecting one of these systems, and then I'm trying to select SAI ECC HANA. Now let us click on load option. Now what does it say? Please see participants. When I click on load option, immediately it throws the message insufficient privilege not authorized. It means that this user called best is not authorized to replicate tables or to load tables. What I can do, because my user is not authorized, so I'll just click on data provisioning again. I'll use a different user ID and click finish. Now only an authorized user can replicate. Click on the configuration. Again, click on load option. Search for the table T005T. 1 minute participants, T005T. And click search. Now what do you have here? Country names. Select the table. Click add. Click finish. Once we click finish, please see participants. Once you click refresh over here, now here you can see T005T load scheduled. What do you mean by load scheduled? Load scheduled means load is started. Once the load is complete, here the status is going to change to executed. From scheduled, it will change to executed. Please see. Now even we don't have to do refresh over here. We can do an automatic refresh. For every 5 seconds, the status should change over here. I'll click on this option called Start Automatic Refresh. Click on this option. Now shortly it is going to change this option to load executed. Now please see participants, this table is being, now once you go back, T005T table is load scheduled. Still it is trying to load data because some of the participants have created this. 1 minute. One minute participants. Yes, I'm trying to refresh. Now please see, T005T load executed. Once we see the status load executed, what does this mean? It means that load is complete. Please see, let us expand system. Let us expand catalog. Once we expand the catalog, here we can see a schema called SAI ECC HANA. Let's search for this SAI ECC HANA. Now here you see this is the schema. Click to expand the schema. Right-click on tables. Click filter. Enter the table name T005T. Click whole word. Click OK. Expand the tables. Right-click on the table. Click Open Data Preview. Once we click on Open Data Preview, now here you can see the data that you can see here is in Chinese. So here you can see country is in different text. T005T is a text table. Now, what I'm trying to show you here is load is mainly used for non-frequently changing data scenarios. Whenever you have a scenario where you don't require to transfer data on daily basis, then we use the load option. Now, let us discuss about replicate. What is the purpose of replicate? Let me open Paint. So I hope all the participants able to follow the session. Hope all the participants able to follow. So when we use replicate, what is going to happen? So when you're using replicate on the SAP system, SLT, HANA/S4, what is going to happen? For the first time, what system is going to do? So whenever you do replicate, for the first time, what system is going to do? For the first time, so all the participants able to hear me? Because just got a message, participants not able to hear me. Is everything okay from my side? Yeah, thank you. So what happens is when you do replicate, you have the base table on the SAP. Whenever you do replicate for the first time, system will not replicate, but instead system will do load. Instead system will do load. So whenever you do replicate, what is going to happen? So SAP is the source, HANA S4HANA is the target. HANA S4HANA is the target. So the source table, so whatever the source table that you have, first it completely loads the table over here. For example, again, let's say you have 1 million records. The entire 1 million records will get transferred to SAP HANA S4HANA. Complete data will get loaded. So once the complete data is loaded, once the data is completely loaded, you'll see a status called load executed. Now please see. So this is what the status you see. Let me show you. Please see here. You can see the status load executed. Load executed means complete data is transferred. So once the data is completely transferred, then what is going to happen? So I just would like to go a little deeper to make participants understand what is actually going to happen and how system is only trying to get newly created records or changed records. So participants would like to know how system is only able to get a newly created records or changed records. Please see. Once I go back to now, what we'll do is, let me try to load one table. Let me try to replicate one table. Click replicate. Once you click replicate, let us enter the table jet copa underscore table. Let us click search. Or let us search for jet copa. Okay, so here we have a table called jet copa underscore actual. Click add and click finish. So once you click finish and click refresh, so once I click refresh, now here you can see the status is going to change automatically. You see the status from replicate scheduled. Shortly it will go and change load in process. Please observe the status over here. Shortly it will change from replicate scheduled. Now load in process. Now shortly again it will change automatically load executed. Just you can notice over here. Now again the status changed to load executed. From load executed, again the status will change to replicate in process. If you notice here, shortly again it will change to replicate in process. So load executed means the load is complete, means the table on the SAP system is loaded to HANA S4HANA system. Now let us go back. Now please see the final status. We can see replicate in process. It means that the system is ready to receive data in real time. Now the target system, that is HANA S4HANA system, it is ready to receive data in real time. So what I'll do is, now let us expand the system. Let us go to the catalog. Let us go to the best schema. Expand the best schema. Right click on tables. Click filter. Enter the table jet copa underscore actual and click OK. Expand tables. So once you expand the tables, I think I'm seeing on the wrong system. So it's not the best. So it is SLT August, sorry. It's a different schema. It's SLT August 1. So expand the SLT August 1. Let us expand the tables. So here we can see the table called jet copa underscore actual. Now let us right click on the table, click open data preview. Now here we can see 3 records. Now if I go back to SAP system, let me click on create session. Now once I click on create session, let us go to SE11. Let us enter the table jet copa underscore actual and click display and click contents and click execute. So once you click execute, so here you can see there are 3 records over here. So you can see there are 3 records. 3 records are transferred. Now let me click on create again and let us enter the company code 4000, KN 900, MT 6000, 300 and 400. Just I'm trying to create one more record and click save. So once I click save and click back, now here you see there is 4th record, 4000. Now you can see this 4000. So the data that we entered here, now when you click refresh, do you see here the 4000 is now available in HANA S4HANA. Now how did this 4000 come to target system? Now my question is, how system know that only 4000 is entered in the base table, and how system is able to transfer this 4000? So that is the question here. How system know only I need to bring this 4000? Okay. So just to answer that, just to answer quickly, so what system has done is, so here you have the base table. So system recognize this change using triggers. It uses triggers. So what is a trigger? Now trigger will recognize if newly created records or changes done to the existing records on the base table. So any newly created records or changes done to the base table is recognized by DB triggers. Now these triggers will then forward to another table called logging tables. It's called as logging. So internally, so all this is internally happened. We are actually not really bothered what system is doing internally, but just to understand how system is actually transferring these records to SAP HANA S4HANA using the trigger. So triggers are nothing but they are small piece of procedural code. They are small piece of code that can identify any changes to the base table and newly created records or changes done to the existing records are monitored by triggers and then forward to the logging tables, and logging tables are read by there's something called read modules. Read modules will then read the data from logging tables, and using the SLT, inside the SLT you have something called write modules, and write modules will transfer to SAP HANA in real time. So this is what happens. So let me show you one more time. DB triggers will recognize the change, forward to logging tables. Read modules will read data from logging tables. Using the SLT write modules, it writes to SAP HANA. Let us go back, and once again let me go to the base table. Let's say I'm trying to change MB007 from KN400 to KN900. So here you have KN400 for MB007. I'm changing to KN900, click save. And once you save, now here in real time click refresh. Now here we can notice for MB007 it is K900. Just with a blink of an eye, it gets transferred. Now who is actually recognizing this change? Now this change is recognized by DB triggers. Forward it to the logging tables. Read modules will read logging tables and transfer to SAP HANA. Now where do you find this? Where do you find DB triggers and logging tables? Let us go back. Go to LTRC. Once we go to LTRC, click on the configuration. So what is LTRC? Landscape Transformation Replication Cockpit. So once you click on the configuration, so here you can see for jet copa_actual, a logging table is created. So this is the logging table automatically maintained by system. And here you see the DB trigger is activated. So here you find the DB triggers activated. So in fact, triggers are trying to search, and here you can see the logging tables. Okay, all the participants? Okay, now you see there are other options also. So when we click on SLT data provisioning, there are other options like, so we can see there are other options in here like stop replication, suspend and resume. So when should you go for a suspend mode? So what is the purpose of going for a suspend? The purpose of going for a suspend is when you would like to do a temporary halt. For example, so when do we go for a suspend? So we go for suspend. So here you have SAP system. So here we have HANA S4HANA. Let's say on a weekend there is a scheduled downtime. So there is a scheduled downtime on a weekend. So what happened is there is a downtime for 2 hours wherein HANA S4HANA system is not available. But still, what system does? The changes are taking place on the base table. So you find the changes taking place on the base table. Now base table is recognizing these changes. The changes are recognizing by the base table. And these changes are transferred to SLT, and SLT will transfer to SAP HANA. But unfortunately, target system is not in a position to receive data. So it's not in a position to receive data. So what happens? Data loss will happen because it's not in a position to receive data. Then what we can do, if target is not in a position to receive data, we can execute suspend. So once we execute a suspend, now what is going to happen? Temporarily, data gets halted into logging tables. Data will get halted into logging tables. So at the logging table, data gets halted over here. Why data will get halted over here? Because read module is not allowed to read logging table. Now, this is read module. So read module and logging table, there is a disconnection between. This read module will not be allowed to read logging table. Please see. I'll go back to the HANA Studio. Now let us click on, now here you see the status. Now here we can see the status, replicate in process. Now what I'll do is, I'll click suspend. Once I click suspend, let me select this table that is currently being replicated in real time. I'll select this table and click finish. Once I click finish, now please notice now shortly the status will change to suspend executed. Shortly it will change to suspend executed. So once the status is changed to suspend executed, once it is changed to suspend executed, let me go back and change the base table. Now what I'll do, I'll go back. Now these are the entries on the base table. So here are the entries on the base table, and here are the entries in SAP HANA. Now let me also open for you logging table. Let us go to LTRC. Now this is the logging table. Now just I am trying to show you what actually is happening internally. So everything a system can take care, but just I'm trying to show you what is actually happening internally. So let us copy this logging table. So why am I showing logging table? Because data is going to temporary halt over here. Now let us open this logging table. So for each table, system creates one logging table. For every table, it creates a logging table. Let us go to S11 and let us enter this logging table over here and click display and click contents. So once you click content, now please see. Now here, once you click execute, now here you can see the number of entries that you can see is 4 records. Already there are a few entries over here. Now what I'm going to do now, I think jet_actual, let us click refresh. Okay, so here you can see jet_actual. The logging table is already there. Now let me go back. Let me go back to the base table. Let me click create and let me enter Germany. Customer is Surya. Material iPhone. I'm just trying to enter this record and click save and click back. So once you click back, so here you have the fifth record, Germany. Now please see, because the suspend is executed, now let us click on target table and click refresh. Now please see, do you see the Germany over here? Germany is not getting transferred. Why it is not getting transferred? The reason is suspend is executed. So because suspend is being executed, we cannot see the Germany transferred to SAP HANA. So where can you see this now? Now where is the Germany halted over here? Now let us see the logging table. Let us go back and check on the logging table and click refresh. Now please see in the logging table 528 you see Germany is inset. So we have the Germany is now lying in the logging table. Now this is only temporary halt. Just suspend. Suspend is only temporary halt. Now once I would like to get this data to SAP HANA, so how would I get this data to SAP HANA? Now again I can go back to SAP HANA Data Provisioning Editor and click Resume. So once I click Resume, now please see, once I click on Resume and select the table again, click Add and click Finish. Once I click Finish, now the status again will change from suspend executed to replicate in process. Automatically it will change from suspend executed to replicate in process. So once it change, now let us come back and click refresh. Now once we refresh, now please see here, Germany Surya iPhone is transferred. So when should we go for a suspend? When should we go for a suspend? Suspend is nothing but temporary halt. We are temporarily halting data at the logging table. Now once you resume, now please see, do you find, once you click refresh, the data is processed to SAP HANA. Once it processes, the status on the SLT server, will change to replicate in process. Okay, so once again, so load is mainly used for non-frequently changing data scenarios. A replicate is used for frequently changing data scenarios. Suspend, temporary halt. Resume, again reads data from logging tables, writes to SAP HANA S4HANA. And once you do stop, what is going to happen? If you execute a stop, what is going to happen? There is a permanent disconnect between source and target. So there is a permanent disconnect between source table and the target table. So once we execute stop, so here we have SAP. HANA/S4HANA. And here we have SLT. SAP to SLT and SLT to HANA S4HANA. So once we execute stop, what is going to happen? DB triggers and logging tables are going to get deleted. Triggers are going to get deleted. And even logging tables are going to get deleted. So both are going to get deleted. DB triggers and logging tables are going to get deleted. And then there is a disconnection between, so you'll find there is a disconnection between source and target. So there is no more connection between source and target. So this is stop. So what a stop will do? So stop will disconnect source table with the target table, and also it deletes the DB triggers and logging tables. deletes the DB tickets and logging tables. So let us go back and let me show you what a stop can do. Now please see, before I can execute stop, now here I can display this logging table. I'm able to display this logging table. Now once I go back to the HANA Studio at the HANA Data Provisioning Editor, I click on Stop Replication, I select the table, click Add, and click Finish. Once you click Finish, now here stop is being scheduled. Once the stop is executed, let us go back and click Display. Now once you click Display, so let me go to LTRC. Now click Refresh. Now please see, the entry got disappeared. On the LTRC, the entry got disappeared, and then on the SAP HANA Data Provisioning Editor, so here we can see stop executed. So what a stop can do? Stop is permanent halt. So whenever you stop, it means that it does permanent halt of data. Whereas suspend is only temporary. So whenever you execute a suspend, it's only temporary. And stop will permanently delete the table. Thank you all the participants to attend today's session. Today we see topic related to SLT. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.